Oh my God, they're very lucky. Right now we have a tornado. It's an EF0, 80 miles per hour. This is reminiscent of the track of April 2nd. Fortunately, it's a lot less.
That's a new update we got right there from John Gordon, who leads the Louisville office of the National Weather Service. He confirmed to us that a tornado did touch down in Clarksville just last night. We brought it to his breaking news coverage. It was an EF0 tornado, 80 miles per hour winds, a whirlwind for families in southern Indiana after the storm hit the small town of Cementville very hard.
Yeah, powerful winds knocking down trees and power poles, causing many there to lose electricity through the night. Thankfully, we spoke to many residents today who live in the neighborhood who say they have since regained power. Now, it happened in the Silver Lakes Point Mobile Home Park off Interstate 65 and 265 in Indiana. This is just miles away from where the tornado touched down just months ago. Gabriel Gonzalez went back to the southern Indiana neighborhood to survey some of the damage and talk to neighbors who are trying to figure out what to do from here.
Cleanup crews had a busy morning. This is the aftermath of that tornado in the Silver Lakes Point Mobile Home Park.
All of this on the ground, how does it feel?
Oh, it's sad. It's like, you know, it just throws everybody out of kilter.
Eldina Wilson, who has lived in this neighborhood for 27 years, still can't believe what she's walking through. The storm knocked out power to her house for almost 24 hours and caused damages to the side of her trailer. Now she's looking at how to fix it.
I don't know which way to pop it to be right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seems like this should go in, but I don't know.
Storm damage still everywhere in this neighborhood. Massive trees taking out power poles and cutting electricity for many of these residents in this neighborhood. I spoke to many of those residents who say they just want to clean up and move on.
It's sad. I'm just glad that nobody was hurt, nobody was killed, and it's just an awful lot of cleanup.
Many of the residents looking to the future with hope and pride. In Clarksville, Gabriel Gonzalez, WHAS11 on your side.
Many viewers reached out confused over the tornado sirens. Emergency officials told us the sirens are activated countywide and not just in the area of the warned storm, because crews not only want everyone to know that there's potential for a tornado, but they also want those to know who may be traveling around the area.
More from southern Indiana. The Floyd County Emergency Management Agency is set to hand out free weather alert radios to those who are part of the region's deaf community. The Duke Energy Foundation gave the EMA a $3,000 grant to fund the radios, which will vibrate and flash lights to alert incoming severe weather. County officials are set to distribute the radios this Saturday at noon from the New Albany Township Fire Station number 1. The free radios are only for the specific community members in Floyd County. Well, now we want to switch to the update here today. We got a rain-free day today, which is so good because, as you know, Connie, what's getting ready to launch tomorrow is we got 100,000 people going to be trying to listen to some music louder than life for the next several days.
At least 100,000. And I've talked to people who are going and they're like, yeah, I don't know. Because they have tickets and they're like, it's going to come down on Friday.
They had a great sunny event last year. So, Ben, let's talk about that because we're talking about the remnants of the hurricane dropping. I know they're already preparing for rain, but how much should they expect?
Yeah, you got it. Tomorrow is probably going to be one of the better days out there as it's looking soggier than life for Friday. And not only wet, also windy for Friday. Some wind gusts could be up around 30 to 40 miles per hour. So it's just going to be a mess on Friday, it looks like, at this point in time. 74 and 75 out there now, and pretty good looking Wednesday overall. Temperatures in the 70s, a little bit below normal thanks to all the cloud cover that we've had, all the steady rain. I-75 into the east over eastern Kentucky, and you can see a little clearer with some more sunshine out to our west. So simple forecast here for tonight. Mostly cloudy, maybe a stray sprinkle or shower, especially off to the south. Low of 64 degrees. 74 at noon tomorrow as we stay mostly dry. We'll give it about a 30% chance of a maybe brief passing light rain shower tomorrow afternoon, the high of 77. But it's really going to be during the overnight and into Friday morning when we start to see that really wet weather start to move our direction. Hurricane Helene expected to make a landfall tomorrow evening around the panhandle of Florida and then spreading that rainfall toward our area for this weekend. I'll show you how much of that rain we can expect, how long it will linger through the weekend as well coming up.
Ben, thank you. The small-town Kentucky sheriff accused of shooting and killing a judge in his chambers was in court today.
This story got national attention when it happened. Letcher County Sheriff Sean Steins appearing in front of a special judge in Carter County, Kentucky today. The shooting happened last Friday at the Letcher County Courthouse. Kentucky State Police say Judge Kevin Mullins died in his chambers. The sheriff turned himself in shortly afterwards. Kentucky State Police say early on had said the two had a brief personal argument before the shooting. Today, right here, you see the video. The court focusing on the sheriff's representation.
Do you believe you'll be able to obtain counsel to represent you on these charges within those 10 days?
I hope so. It's kind of hard, for a man to have contact with people I need to.
Hire your own counsel.
Steins admitted he makes about $115,000 a year, and according to the judge in this case, he likely won't qualify for a public defender, but because they say they needed to move the case along with the hearing process, the judge appointed him one for the time being. The Lexington Herald-Leader reports today that Steins could serve from 20 years to life in prison, and the death penalty may also be a possibility because the killing involves the death of a public official. You can see today's entire hearing on the WHAS11 YouTube channel. Again, it happened over Zoom. We've posted it there. Again, just go to WHAS11 on YouTube and be sure to click the subscribe button.
2 people are in custody tonight after leading police on a chase through Indiana and Kentucky. Jeffersonville police say they got the call that a woman wanted for kidnapping was in the city just before 11:30 this morning. Police attempted to stop the car and saw 3 people inside. The car fled through Jeff and into Louisville on I-64. One of the passengers even jumped out of the car around 28th and Dumanel Streets. According to LMPD, Clark County law enforcement notified Louisville police of the chase, and while here in Louisville, LMPD says the car hit a pedestrian around 10th and Broadway. That person is expected to survive. The chase ended back in Indiana, where 2 people were arrested. The driver, Chad Allen DeVore, and the woman wanted for kidnapping, Brooke Lescalette. Their exact charges are pending tonight.
After a car fire right inside its parking garage here in downtown Louisville, cleanup is officially underway at the Muhammad Ali Center after the building's heating and air conditioning system was also damaged in that fire last week. Now, more than 100 workers today and volunteers, take a look, helping clean, sanitize, doing some painting, restoring the building to help get it back open. The fire started early in the morning last Wednesday, right in the center's parking garage, the enclosed garage. While the Ali Center itself did not catch fire, the heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system were heavily damaged, and some smoke was able to get inside the building, causing the center to shut down until further notice. The center says none of their exhibits were damaged by the fire.
Our artifacts, where the majority of Muhammad's items are stored here on site, operate on their own HVAC system, so it's not impacted long term while we work to repair that. The HVAC system that was impacted is just for the exhibits and the workspace.
The center says it still does not have an exact timeline on when it's going to be reopening, but the closure will last at least several more days. And tomorrow, right here at 5:30, the new CEO, the leader of the Ali Center, will be joining us to talk about it.
Well, students at Seneca High School hosted their own voter registration drive today with less than 2 weeks until the registration deadline.
That's right. Getting the vote out, Hispanic Students United brought in Louisville's League of Women Voters to sign up the next generation for this upcoming election. At WHS11's Ian Hardwitt learned about some of their priorities today. He's joining us live now in the studio with what's important to them, and most importantly, Ian, why they're getting started so early in this. They have a real interest in the elections coming up.
That's right. Housing was one of their big concerns, Doug, and so was the affordability of higher education. However, the bigger theme of this whole event was how important it is for young people to make themselves heard at the ballot box.
You want to register to vote?
The League of Women Voters registered dozens of future voters
Holler if you have any questions.
at Seneca High School on Wednesday. Gracie Coleman turns 18 soon, just in time for the 2024 presidential election.
I like to see myself grow up and have these responsibilities of an adult, and, that's the same thing as my parents. Proud of myself.
Hispanic Students United organized the registration event. Members gave presentations on civil unrest in Venezuela following the most recent fraudulent election there. Others shared their experiences under a Cuban dictatorship.
What was important to me as a teacher was for my Justice Now class to see that they could move community action.
Haysha Diaz Melendez had her students plan the event. She also brought in guests who previously ran for office to pull back the curtain on the process.
We want to create conscious citizens.
Adriana Arredondo is one of them, voting this November while considering the cost of college and how candidates treat the Latino community.
Also, like housing and everything, because after high school, I'm obviously going to move out and find my own place to live.
She thought it was easy to register and encouraged her classmates to do the same.
Even if it feels like a small percentage and a majority of people, it's still progressive.
Progress made possible
Thank you so much.
by showing up to the polls.
Now the registration deadline for this 2024 general election, that's October 7th. Over at WHAS11.com's homepage, we've got links up for you now on how to register in both Kentucky and Indiana. I'm live in studio, Ian Hardwick.